Everton. That's got to get you started, hasn't it? Here we are. Match reaction. Sorry I'm late. I was trying to put a few things together last minute. It does take a bit of time to get the stuff together to put on the channel. And I couldn't get it on my laptop, but I managed to get a few bits on for you now. But we are here. See you all in the comments. Wait, it's amazing to see that you're all waiting. It says 6, 7 people waiting already. And I'm loving it. A lot of regulars on the channel. We're going to go straight in for the kill. I'm going to introduce the main man, Big Toffee, Paul. Get him involved. Here we go for the match reaction.
Hey everybody, how are you doing?
All good. All good. Well, this is one where when we set this up, we said sometimes it's going to be good that it gives you, doing it a day later gives you time to calm down. And
Need that, all right.
Yeah. When we did well last game, we just wanted to get straight on it. But this one, I was thinking, if I did it last night, I would have been absolutely... Well, I was fuming last night. I'm not even joking, Paul. I couldn't sleep last night after that game. And it
was a bit of a roller coaster, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a bit of a roller coaster.
It was just, we're going to go through this game now. And people in the comments, I'll drop your comments up. A few shout-outs. Jamie, Warrington, good evening. Ruben, yeah, I love it. Everything Everton. Nice to see you here. I'd be gutted if you wasn't. Paul Cresswell. We're gonna talk about that name. That name, I've never hated that man so much. Be interesting to see if Paul's a bit calmer than me. So be interested to see what we get of this. Right, people in the comments, Jamie Warrington, see you all there in the comments. Keep dropping your comments. I'll put them on the screen. Go through this with us. We'll keep it interesting. Make sure you stay with us through it. Hit that like and subscribe button because then more people will see it and more can watch it and we'll get more regulars with you in the comments. And they might even want to come on sometimes as a guest. So hit that like and subscribe button. Don't normally say that, but we do want it to go out there. Paul, let's get started then. Let's get into business. People in the comments as well. Tell us what you think. Follow what I'm saying and put in what you think on what we're saying. And I'll drop it on the screen. Get involved with us. So we're starting the game now. We're starting the game.
We were feeling confident, weren't we? Really, from what we said on Sunday. We thought we had a good chance. We noted their weaknesses, if you like. They're coming off the back of losing their manager. And Stellini as well. I mean, I listened to him before the game. And he came across as though he was going to do exactly the same as Conte did. And he did, which played really right into our hands, to be fair.
Well, we started with... how me and you said on the channel in the pre-match, how we wanted us to start. We really come out all guns blazing, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we was pressing really hard, but had a bit of the ball. And they was passing through the press sometimes, but the press was really good, wasn't it? And I looked on just on my stat stuff now. Damari Gray had that shot. I couldn't find the clip of him having that shot, but he had the shot 2 minutes in. They didn't show it, but it was a good chance. They didn't show it on anything, so I couldn't get it, but it was a good chance.
No, it was that camera angle behind, and you could see the corner he was going for. And he'll be disappointed that he didn't get it on target, to be honest. I think if he had got it on target, Lloris would have been left standing. But it was a good chance. And it was actually one of the few chances in the first half that were clear cut because we had a lot of pressure. We had the ball in the wide areas, or we managed to get some crosses in, but we either didn't have enough people in there, or we just couldn't quite make that last pass count.
Well, it was a first chance in the game as well. And as soon as he hit that, I thought that was a good chance. Damari Gray could have finished that, and it gives you the confidence then because you think you're in this. We've had a good chance there, and we're straight at them. And then it was intense. And Godfrey, did you see that? He left his mark on him, and he left a mark on his face. Godfrey did. And we said that's what you've got to do. He went straight into him. He had a massive red mark on his face. What's his name? Kulichevsky or something like that. Trying to think what his actual name is. Put it in the comments, the Swedish player. Godfrey absolutely smashed into him with his hand. And I didn't think it was nothing. But then when it zoomed into his face, it was really bad, wasn't it? Froze you for a
Yeah,
second.
it was, but we would leave his mark. That's Ben's game, isn't it? To make sure they know he's there. And I don't think Miko would have had the same impact, to be fair. So it was probably the right choice that Ben was playing, to be honest.
Well, he is a good player, that player was. And I said to you, he's going to be a threat.
Yeah,
but Godfrey getting straight into him, it puts players off doing that. And he wasn't a threat after that, was he? He kind of took him out of the game straight away. There was chances first half. I'm just looking what I've got here now, Paul, on the first half. So we are really happy with this first half. I was thinking, well, this is 9th minute, this is. I'll put it on the screen now. I'll keep it interesting for you in the comments as well. Comment what you think on the stuff. It should come up now. 9th minute.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I did say we had the grey chance, but 9th minute in, this was the Tarkowski tackle on Skip. And I thought he was going to finish him for the rest of his life here. It was a clean, fair tackle, but oh my God, Tarkowski absolutely crunched him here, didn't he? He really did on the left.
Tarks is hard, but he's often fair with it, strong and tough. You know what I mean? So Skip sort of gave him enough opportunity to go right through him after he got the ball. But that really, I mean, I didn't feel as though there was many clear-cut chances first half. I mean, both sides, expected goals-wise, if you sort of go in stats and stuff, we were 0.38 in the 38 in the first half, and Spurs were 0.339. So, you know, there was no clear-cut chances apart from that one that Keane cleared off the line, and maybe Gray's from 2 minutes.
But that was, I just seen the Tarky tackle, and I thought after that tackle, you think to yourself, right, we're safe. But fair play to Michael Keane for staying switched on, because when I go back through the game, and that was better than what we thought when he cleared that off the line from Harry Kane there. And it was a really good clearance off the line. And we say don't go 1-0 down. And that by Michael Keane. Obviously, we'll go on to more about Keane, but that is a good clearance off the line. 9th minute in from Michael Keane. They had, I've got a few stats first off, but that was a chance they had on target, obviously, Kane there. But they had a Kane header. And that was about it. Nothing first half. It was kind of, it was us trying to attack and getting very close to attacking good, but not pulling the final pass off. Yeah. And it was them having probably 1 chance, 2 chances first half. That was it.
Yeah, the thing, I mean, that Skip, so the breakaway that Tarks then went through Skip and cleared it. One of the things that we've been guilty of this season a lot, and it's usually Garnegay, to be fair, is that we have possession in the middle of the pitch and then we get tackled on it and the opposition just spring on us like that. And I don't know if you can see in that photo then, Iwobi's on the halfway line. He got the ball into his feet. He had too many touches. He should have just laid it off first time. I think it would have been to Coleman in the right back spot, but he had too many touches. Got caught on the ball, and then they break. And actually, we got away with that. And there was another time that we got away with the Kane chance as well. So we didn't do that mistake very often. Thankfully, we got away with it on the 1 or 2 occasions that we did in the first half. Sorry, go.
I'm going to say it was through us trying to attack as well, wasn't it? I was surprised with how much we did attack first half.
Yeah, we did. I mean, the thing, same as sort of the last 4 games, 5 games, is that generally we've got the ball in the positions that we want to start our attacks from, being the left back or mainly right back with Seamus. And then we play it forward. We manage to keep possession. We get into wide position, mainly the right-hand side. And then we put a cross in that gets cleared, or we end up losing the ball on the edge of the box. And we just haven't got that strength around their area and in the area. And that's not Gray's fault. That's just who Gray is. Gray is all about pace and taking people on, but he's not a striker in terms of a number 9 where he holds it up and things like that. So we lack that little bit of being able to hold the ball up, so we can then get in good positions in the area. We can get good positions around the area, but when it comes to in the area, then we're sometimes lacking.
It felt like a lot of that was happening where we was getting just on the edge of their box. The ball was played into Gray and he just couldn't hold it up. He tried his best and he was being strong. I can't fault him because he was doing as much as he could. But it wasn't like playing the ball into Lukaku where you knew it was going to get holded up.
Exactly.
It was, that's the difference. A big strike like that, when you play it into them, it's bread and butter. They are going to hold it up. Where Gray, like I say, he tried, but he couldn't.
Yeah. And the other half chance, and it was a half chance, was balls lofted into Decore in the same spot actually where Gray was when Gray had his shot on 2 minutes, and his header goes looping over the bar. Half chance again, but it's not like clear cut, in between the penalty spot and the 6-yard box, crossed in and then one touch finish. We're not having the opportunities to do that, and it's just, that's the next little bit. If one game when we actually start doing that, we'll batter someone.
That Decore header was. I'm glad you brought that back because I said to myself, mention it yesterday, and I forgot. But yeah, the Decore chance first off was a big chance on the head, but we also know he's not that good at heading. Where is Calvert-Lewin? He's not fully fit, and he's not going to get played everything till he is fully fit. I don't think he's going to get risked.
But it's all right because according to your our pre-match, it's all right because we've got 3 or 4 strikers. In reserve, haven't we?
We'll go into it, but I'll speak more on it later on. But I think Sims was strong when he come on. Yeah. He looked good when he come on. We'll go into that now. But this is first off. We're just on that. So we've looked. We've had the Gray chance, the Decore header. That's about what we've had, and we just can't put the passes together. And it's just coming back at us. We are getting on the ball a lot, and we do look dominant that first half. I mean, I wasn't scared at all. When we went in first half, I thought, 0-0's probably fair. They've gave it, we've gave it. They did turn up well. Tottenham did turn up well. They really did. We was pressing it really hard, and they looked worried on the press, didn't they, Paul, that first half?
Yeah. I mean, Spurs keep the ball well.
They did, yeah.
They keep the ball well because they keep the ball well because most of their players are in their own half, or on the halfway line. They play generally with a 4, a 4 and a 3, which are so close together. So when our lads were sort of running around them and being busy bees and trying to stop them from creating anything, they had lots of players that they could pass in between. So it looked as though we weren't getting anywhere, but actually Spurs weren't getting anywhere either. And what tended to happen is their tactic generally was to give the ball to Dyer or Lenglet, and they would ping it diagonal, basically towards Perisic, who was up against Coleman.
Yeah.
And they figured that Perisic would be able to either get past Coleman or deliver some crosses, which he did because he put 2 on Kane's head. One of them could have gone in.
We said, didn't we, Perisic is a threat. Yeah, we said he's got the... I wanted him for Everton. We've been linked to him loads when he was at Inter. And he is a good player, and he got in some good positions. I thought Coleman handled him well, but he sometimes is going to get that cross, and his delivery was good, but we did handle him well.
That's the thing with Coleman, though, because he's got that thing about not wanting to be done for pace. He'll stand off players just an extra yard than he used to. And so it played into Perisic's hands, really, because Perisic he's not really a sort of run to the line and cross it in. He likes to take it on his right and cross it inwards. And so Coleman, not wanting to get beaten down the outside, gave him an extra yard, and that gave Perisic the chance to cross it in on his right foot. And Kane had 2 good chances. You would have thought one of them would have been on target.
Yeah, he did. He did have, like, say, that first half. That's all they had was the 2 chances.
Yeah,
but he did have 2. The Garner Gay as well. I thought he was quite good at getting back. Do you know what? You've just put that in my head of Perisic on that side. A lot of times, Garner Gay, if Iwobi wasn't back, helped Coleman and Iwobi. It was good that we did double up down that side because we needed it at times.
Defended well like that.
I'm just going to put on the screen now for first half the stats. Not all the stats. I just pulled out the main interesting ones. There we go, because we're on the first half. We're just finishing on the first half now. We're going through the game, taking you through the game. So that was what we come out with first half.
Yeah.
It's not bad, is it, really?
No, I mean,
we're more of a threat.
Looking at them, we're not going to have, against most teams, to be honest, we're not going to have most possession. But
no,
to be honest, a lot of good sides have never had that. You know, Leicester won the league with an average of about 35% possession, to be honest, because they had their game plan and they stuck to it. So we're not going to be one of those sides who are going to have 65, 70% possession anymore. Diet isn't like that, and we get frustrated by playing that kind of football.
Well, I take it back, because I said on the pre-match Spurs wasn't good at passing, and they was good at passing this game. They really was, because we pressed everything more than I ever thought we could press. We pressed them 24/7 on everything. There wasn't a time where they had that ball that first half where we wasn't closing them down, but they was just passing it fast enough that the press just. We put them under pressure where they couldn't move it forward, but they passed a lot better than what I thought. And like I say, the possession stat is good for them there, but they didn't really do nothing with it when you look at the goal attempts there, us having 6 and them only having 3.
I mean, they weren't great shots, to be fair, but you could tell that we were getting in the box or roundabout. We just didn't create clear ones. That was the only downside.
We had 1 shot on target. They had 1 shot on target. 3 shots off goal. And then some of these stats are crazy, because if you look there, it says that they've had 2 shots on goal, but then it says on the flash thing that I got the stats from, it says that the keeper made 1 save. So how have they had 2 shots?
We also had more block shots than they did first half as well.
Yeah, I did see that, but I didn't write that one down. But we did block well. Tarkowski is the main man for that, isn't he?
It certainly showed that we weren't out of our depth against them. You know, we fancied it when we spoke about it on Sunday, and we were right to be confident, really, I thought.
So we're in half time now. I'll get that gone. That's first half covered. We'll go for it quick for you. We don't want to take too much of your time, and we'll just take you through the game. I feel like we're nailing this, to be fair. People in the comments keep getting involved. Seeing Tom Pepper's got the Blues here now as well. Keep putting your comments up. We'll put it on. Second half, people in the comments, what was you thinking? Put now what you was thinking. I generally thought 0-0. It's just like, you always think to yourself with Everton, what's the second half going to be like, don't you? You generally think that it's not, because I do feel we played good first half, but I just thought, are they going to come out of second half and we should have took more of our chances first half? I did think that, but
yeah, I did as well. Normally around that sort of 35-minute mark in every game, when we've had a couple of chances first half, and then you think, oh, this is going to come back and bite us in the second half.
Yeah. I did believe, because I generally thought we're doing all the right things, but we're just not got that edge in the final third. But we are getting in. We was really pushing on Tottenham, and the crowd was good. The atmosphere was amazing, and I just thought we was doing all right. And I just seen a comment there. Thought we won up to Decore. So we're going to get on to the second half now. So we started the second half. How did you think we started the second half, Paul?
Really good. Really good. I thought straight. I mean, we said again, we picked it out on Sunday. We said our middle 3 against Holberg and Skip would have a cracking chance. And there was plenty of chances that fell to Decore. And I mean, obviously this one as well. I mean, straight away, look there. Decore right hand side, Gray left of him. Garner going into the box, and you know, on another day he might get the target. He does not hit the target.
Well, I seen a lot of people. Your signal went a little bit there. I was just going to say, I've seen a lot of people moaning that he didn't pass it. I mean, you look, Decore is on. What do you think of this? People in the comments say what you think.
Have a go. The box. Shoot. Honestly, you get
You
in the
let
box.
him off.
You get a chance. Shoot. Oh, yeah.
I'm the same as I have back Garner Gay up.
Would you have shot by then? I definitely would have had a shot there.
I would have scored. I wouldn't have missed. I know for a fact I would have scored.
18
I'm left footer.
18 yards out. You're going to shoot, aren't you? Me and you left footer.
In that Garner Gay position there, Paul, I would literally turn my back to goal, flick it up and overhead kick it top corner. I just would, because I can feel it already. If I was playing for Everton, that's the sort of stuff I'd do. But no, like you say, if you do think you're going to score, if he smashes it in, it's scoring range. If it goes in the back of the net, then you wouldn't be saying nothing. We've seen it happen with Damari Gray. When it rifles in the back of the net, you wouldn't be saying nothing.
I mean, right in that situation, we've got 3-on-2. And the two defenders.
Everything Everton said put him through.
I would have said the two defenders are taken up by Gray going one side, Decore going the other, and the space opens up in the central area of goal. Now, there's a few things that have got to happen for Decore to score or for Gray to score, but Garner is literally on the edge of the box. All he's got to do is shoot. Whereas the others have got to be able to get a good pass from Garner. They've got to get a good touch and get away from a defender and then shoot themselves.
You make a good point. You've just got to get like if Garner Gay, all his job is to hit it and score, where if he passes it, they've got to control it and score. So they've got two things to do. Yeah. You make a good point. So we're going to let him off for that. But that's 47th minute. And we've come out all guns blazing. I'm thinking that could have been a goal then. And I was happy with, like I say, to come out like that. And this Everton is good, by the way, because you look at the players you've got in front of him. And I remember now it was Onana with his famous slide, turned it over, passed it to Garner Gay, and then Garner Gay gets going. And these are the positions. But it's very good. Like I've said to you loads, Decore get close to the attackers and look at the position he's in. We've got to talk about Decore in a minute. I'm going to get fuming here because it's going to bring it back. You know what we're going on to now, don't you? Oh. Are you calm about some of this game second half? What kicked off, Paul? Because I am not. I am like.
I mean,
I'm just
when it happened.
I've got it now somewhere. I'll chuck it on the screen.
It was just the face out on me and the sigh of just like, I knew something was going to happen. Just something was going to happen. Also, as well, the referee who we've had before, I think it's the same.
Smiley. It's Smiley. His name.
It's the same referee. I remember sending off. Same referee who sent off Ancelotti. Same referee who's done us plenty of times before, to be honest. And I just thought something would come and bite us on the arse. Could have been. I thought it'd be a dodgy penalty, to be honest. But this came first.
Decore, I've seen some people go at Decore. Decore always does this, and he plays good when he rises himself up. We've had these kickoffs loads of times, and the referees we've got fines for it, and it's all just been calmed down, and we got on with it. Now, I'm fuming because Kane nearly pulls his. This is a question for you lot in the comments, and Paul. What happens if Kane now just rips Decore's top off? What happens then? Is that a red card or is that yellow?
No, I'd just book him.
What he would have given?
I also bet you as well. I bet you that he would have booked Decore as well. If that was the only thing that had happened, I bet he still would have booked Decore. He would have been booking Kane because it would have calmed all players down because both sides would have felt justice had been done. Do you know what I mean? But it's the moment after that, isn't it? It's the moment after that.
It's the moment after that. But I just think Kane's provoked it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, he's left him in a situation where Decore's can't get away from him. And if I'm a referee, I'm looking at Kane there, pulling Decore and thinking, you're a shitbag, Kane, for doing this. Don't play the innocent card, you've been smashed in the face. When you're pulling this guy into you and wanting him to do something to you, that's the way I'm thinking. This is what makes me fuming because that's what Kane's doing. Kane's ripping him into him and saying, come and do something to me. Now, a referee should use his common sense here and say, like, Decore, Kane's a big culprit of this. You've got to look who's to blame, and they are both at it. And I just believe the referee, like I say, Decore probably shouldn't raise his hand, but it's a push into the face. I think if you push someone into the face, the fingers are always going to go into the face. And when they slow it down, as Gary Lineker and Carragher did, it's going to look worse than what it is. It always is. Your fingers will look like they're right into the eyes, and you can make a picture look 20 times worse. But I think you could have given them both a yellow card and got away with it. Obviously, Carrie Kane, I can't even say his name, I hate him that much. Obviously, him going down like that, Paul, was the reason that the red card probably happened. What's your thoughts on this? Give me more.
Thing is, there's always forever, there's always been players who have intimidated, and whether they're known for it or whether they're sneaky about it, and they get a reaction. I mean, I remember a couple of examples in the 90s. I remember Dennis Wise pinching Nicky Butt on the inside of the leg. Chelsea played United at Chelsea. And Nicky Butt got up and gave Wise a right crack in the face, got sent off. Nothing happened to Wise because no one saw any of the pinch.
Well,
Robbie Savage getting headbutted by Dion Dublin. Do you know, it wasn't a proper headbutt, but I tell you what, Robbie Savage just went down to the floor as he always did. And Kane, even though he's got the England thing and everything else, clean lifestyle, and that comes across, he's still smart. He's still one of those who will, guide someone in to do something. It's like when we played him away and they got the penalty. He fell over Pickford when Pickford's gone down and saved a shot. Kane's then gone from behind him and he's sort of fallen over Pickford. They've got the penalty, and then from there we end up getting battered in the game. So some would say that he's smart. Some would say that he's a cheating whatever. But you can't get sucked in, push someone in the face. And I don't think Decore was actually going for his face. I honestly think actually Decore wasn't even looking. I just think he was pushing him. And because he's looked that way and he's pushed him in the face, Kane's been smart enough in some ways to go down. The referee's just going to take that one movement, that one piece of contact in isolation, and he's going to do it. He's going to send him off.
I agree with some of what you're saying. There was a comment here saying, no, I hate Decore. I've got to read that one out because it's a good comment. All the comments are good, by the way, but I just chucked that in. Decore, he showed more fight in 30 seconds than our board has shown. I just like that one. Jamie's with you. Some are calmer than me here. Not Jamie, the Blues, I think. Here, where is it? Dan, that was a Stonewall Red. Kane, I don't know whether you've seen it before this. I'm not sure who it was that tackled him, whether it was Keane or someone. Kane looked at him coming towards him and dived and holded his face and stayed down for about 5 minutes before this happened. And he was milking it, and he lies down and he holds his face. And then this was before this happened, and I just looked at that and I thought, Kane, get a grip. Don't make yourself look stupid. And this happened straight after. And someone put the clip up of, the penalty when we played Tottenham last time where Pickford didn't touch him?
The one I was mentioning,
Yeah. That he's cheating. He is cheating, and it's disgusting. He's the captain. He's a good footballer, Paul. He is a good footballer. A really, really good footballer. I'm not as good as Rooney, by the way, but he's a good footballer. He doesn't need to cheat. Why is his main focus in the game, when I watched him, looking to get free kicks, looking to cheat? It's just, I don't like it. I really don't like that side. But yeah, fair enough, the Blues. If you say it's penalty, it's a penalty. But I just don't like the way Kane went about it. We're in a relegation battle. This game's massive. Coleman told him what he thought, didn't he? This is massive for us. And
massive. I mean, no way am I defending him. I think he's as guilty as everyone is suggesting, and words otherwise. But they're going for top four as well. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's in that kind of position. I wish Decore would just see it coming. He was just baiting him. He's pulling his shirt, and it's just frustrating.
Dyche nearly stops it, doesn't he? He nearly stops it.
He's right there. I kind of wish that Dyche would have lamped Kane instead.
Well, Dyche went on to say that before the game in the pre-match, and I already know Dyche is good friends with Kane.
All right.
Dyche said in the interview before, I'm good friends with Kane. He's a good player. And I know Dyche nearly signed him for Burnley, but Burnley didn't cough up the money. So Dyche is good friends with Kane. I don't think he'll like him that much after that because he looked at him and pointed to him and was like, you shitbag for doing that, because just let us play with 11 men. You play with 11 men, let us play with 11 men. Don't ruin the game. And after this had happened, Paul, obviously we'll crack on from this now because it just does mean it. This is why I was so frustrated. Yeah, fair enough if you think it's a red, the push in the face. But after this, I'd lost my head as a fan. What was you like? People in the comments tell me how you felt after this. I didn't even know what to think because I've gone from focus thinking 0-0, we can do this, 11 against 11, to thinking we need this game, and now we've only got 10 men. What was you thinking?
I felt with 11, I was thinking we're going to win this. We're going to win this. We're going to create a good chance, whatever it be from, and I do think that we're going to get a decent result from it. When that happened, I thought, right, it's going to be 0-0 because we're going to defend for our lives and we're going to get a 0-0 out of it. So I didn't lose hope, but I thought, right, we're just going to be in our own half. I just can't see us being in Spurs' half or area for the next half hour.
Well, I thought to myself, this is going to be hard. I generally did, because I thought it was a game where we was just on top that second half, and I thought 11 against 11, we're just on top. But Doucouré being a big influence, because I'm thinking when Doucouré's got sent off, what are we even going to play now? What's the formation going to be? He was pivotal to us playing well.
I did wonder that. I thought, right,
everything going through my head.
We're going to end up with 4-5 none. Do you know what I mean? And it's literally, we're just going to clear it. And then we're just going to get in position again, and we're going to start again.
Yeah, I didn't even know what to do. That's how I felt, Paul. And people in the comments say what you thought as well. I didn't even know what to do after that. It took me a while to get back into the game. I'm not even joking. That's generally how I felt. Now, after that, do you feel like we crumbled a little bit? Because they did go on. I'm going to drop the clip now.
Yeah,
they did go on to do something after that, didn't they?
I don't think we crumbled. They relaxed and they came forward, and I just think they exploited one or two gaps then, mainly in the front part of the area, if you like, because the ball that comes in for the knockdown, then they get their penalty, came from really the kind of position. If we would have had our three on the edge of the box, we were pulled across one way. I think we were pulled across to our right-hand side, and then he played it across to our left-hand side, just sort of on the edge of the area, on the edge of the D, and then crossed it in from that position. We wouldn't have let them create as much space if we did have 11 men on the pitch, because that three would have worked really well to have closed down those positions. But because we only had the two, and they were then looking a little bit more forward, they got a bit of space and got that cross in, and then that led to the penalty.
Well, Jamie Warrant has just kind of said it's very similar to what you said, so you're on the same wavelength here. He said it changed the game completely, but he said the same as you, that he don't think the penalty would have come if we did have that play, and that's exactly what you just said.
I don't think it would, to be fair.
I was just going to drop another comment on that. I did see then this one here. They had a few minutes by the Blues. They had a few minutes of making the extra man count, but it didn't last for long. Yeah. This is the when they scored. I haven't put the first part of what it was. A Keane missed time tackle. Do you definitely think it was a penalty with a tackle? I mean, I've seen it down where he's just got the ball.
We spoke about Romero in the pre-match as well. Defending wise, he's erratic, and I think he did get booked as well. And he could have got booked for another couple of tackles, to be fair. Oh yeah, I love that. But going forward, he can be a threat, and he got in the area, and he's not gonna stay on his feet, is he? Any kind of contact, he was going to go down. So Spurs have been
They've been sneaky, haven't they?
Sneakish. Yeah, they've been a bit sneaky.
Even really. That, I forgot that they died for that. But then I've seen on my Twitter page, people have put the video clip up, and Keane does just touch the ball, before he goes down.
Oh, Romero when he gets,
Keane just touches the ball before Romero goes down. Then this, I don't, just touches it.
It's not clean though, is it? Do you know what I mean? So
no.
it is a penalty. I mean, you can tell from our players' reactions. The ones who commit the foul, check their reactions, and you'll get a more honest kind of viewpoint from it. And Keane wasn't in the referee's face or anything else. Do you know what I mean? Pickford wasn't sort of saying blah, blah, blah. He sort of had a look at Romero and say, little bit of a dive, mate, that kind of thing. But
he knew he was in trouble, didn't he? Keane did.
Yeah.
He did know he was in trouble. And this is where I was hoping Decore went and punched Kane a bit more and gave him a black eye so he couldn't see this penalty. Because I was hoping Decore did punch him for real, because Kane's going to score this penalty, don't you, at this moment in time?
Yeah, he's one of the best penalty takers around, to be honest, which is even more annoying.
Well, he wasn't for England. I'm glad he missed that now. I didn't. Yeah. I mean, he's going to put me off England now. I've got a proper grudge against him. He wasn't for England on that second one. Oh, I'll get over it.
We'll forget about it in the next tournament.
I hope I will. He just does me in. I just can't stand cheaters.
The thing was, though, the sending off and the penalty, whether you agree with them being correct or not, that galvanised. It was like Spurs sat off then. I think Don Goodman, who can be a right arse on commentary sometimes, he did sum it up in the fact that he couldn't believe Spurs were letting us back into the game after they'd gone 1-up, because they were literally sitting back, passing the ball about, but our lads were still onto it, and our lads actually were putting in some fierce tackles in the middle of the pitch.
Well, I generally thought, like you've just said, when they scored that penalty, we just thought, F it. Let's just go for it, without swearing. Let's just go for it. What have we got to lose? We're 1-0 down. We've got 10 men.
Yeah.
What have we got to lose? And we made a few subs with it, didn't we? We brought Davis on, who looked good.
Davis and Garner came on like they had a point to prove, to be fair. They both wanted to be on the ball. And I mean,
and Mikolenko as well, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean, Miko, bless him. You know, he just he panics when he gets anywhere near the area, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But the likes of, I mean, fair play to Iwobi. I mean, that fella absolutely runs his legs off. And I mean, if you're talking sort of the last 10 minutes where he's getting down the right-hand side, and I think Lenglet gets booked for sort of trying to grab his shirt and stuff like that, you know, we absolutely dug in, and we bloody well deserved what we got in the end. This was a shocker, this one.
Yeah, it was a bad tackle.
Shocking tackle.
Straight into Lucky Keane's got big legs, and Lucky's got those big brick legs that are slow, because if he didn't, he would have got snapped there. That was a dirty tackle. But one thing I will say, I haven't seen Harry Kane come out and say he's a cheater, but I have seen more of a tweet saying he went to Keane after the game and apologised, and he said also he put it out as well. I want to put it out there that I wasn't happy with this, and I can accept that. I don't like the tackle at all. I don't think he should have done it. But for him to react like he has done, he clearly isn't that dirty.
I think it was just a bad tackle because he's crap at tackling. He's not been playing. So he seemed to be like, as soon as he came on, he wasn't on for long, but he came on and he was just racing around everywhere trying to make a point. Because he's almost like third choice, isn't he? Or seems to be. Behind a couple of the other
Danjuma, Richarlison. I think he's got a lot. Well, wherever the manager left and said there's a lot not happy, I don't think he's one that's happy when he come on, and he's just really frustrated and mistimed the tackle. So I won't hold it on him. But then obviously he got sent off.
Yeah.
Surprised he got sent off. I was, because the referee wasn't on our side.
Well, yeah. Well, so I did read someone tweet that if we hadn't already had a man sent off, would he have got sent off? Looking at sort of history of bad tackles that we've had against us. I mean, Christ, what was it, 100-odd games or something that we've not had someone sent off against us? Is crackers. Absolute nuts. And it ends up being that one. So
I think you're right. He probably sent him off more because I believe that referee in his head knew that Kane had provoked Decore and he kind of wanted to level it out a little bit. But it was definitely a red. People in the comments, do you think that was a red? It was definitely a red. And I said to my partner Paul at that moment in time, because we was playing really well 11 against 10.
Yeah.
And I said to my partner when that happened, we're still 10 minutes to go or something. I said 10v10 now. We've got this. Did you think that as well? When it went 10v10, we could bring it back.
Could you hear it? I mean, you could hear it in the crowd, couldn't you? As soon as Moura got sent off, it was like, well, yeah, we're going to go forward here. And I don't actually I know it was 88th minute, but you're talking, what do we have, 5 or 6 minutes of injury time as well. So, we almost had 10 minutes and everyone thought we're going to get something here. And I don't think Spurs had another chance after that. I think
couldn't handle us.
It was pretty much us putting pressure on and creating, again, nothing clear cut, but we were turning the screw.
Pure dominance. I mean, we was turning. They couldn't get out, could they? Our defenders was on it every time. You seen Keane get on the ball, turn it over. I don't even know who we had back sometimes because I'm looking at up top and we've got Tarkowski and Keane up top, and we still look solid in defence. They just wasn't getting out, and I thought to myself, you know what? We are going to score here. We are going to score. And
I thought, Mick, that was, I mean, the people have said it in the comments as well. Miko might not have been the greatest attacking threat when he came on, but when they tried to break down our left-hand side,
he stopped one.
Actually did put in a few challenges higher up the pitch, which was really important. And we won the ball back, played it to the right-hand side where Garner was, James Garner. And then we started creating some chances from there.
Well, James Garner looked very. I seen someone put in the comments as well. Sorry, I've lost the comment, can't find it, but I'll say what you said. James Garner looked very fast, and he did, and he got us a free kick in a good spot, and he looked very good. And straight away, you think to yourself, Decore's out 3 games for James Garner to come on and look that good, and Davis was good as well. Like I've said, you've got to get behind every player, and Davis come on and did better than what I thought. So it looked positive when you know you're going to be missing Decore. So we're on to this. Is what happened. I haven't got the video because I'm not allowed to put it up because you're not allowed. I've learned that.
We've seen it lots of times.
But I'm sure I can only put a picture up, but a picture doesn't. Picture makes you want to see it, doesn't it? Oh my God, Mick Kegger. I was shouting, oh my days, like I wanted it to be him as well.
What did you think when you got to this position and you thought, right, he's going to shoot? Because I just thought, oh, don't shoot.
Do you know Joseph Yobo that we've got on Twitter?
Yeah.
When we had no striker under Lampard, I said put Keane up front because he smashes goals in for fun. I know he does. I know he can figure. And I said he'll win headers. He'll hold it up and put him up front. And he goes, "You're stupid. You're stupid. You're stupid." I goes, "Yeah, I'm joking about putting him up front, but I'm not joking that he scores goals." And it's come out that Coleman said he does this in training all the time. And when it went to Keane, because we've seen Onana shoot this game and not put his foot through it twice. Yeah. We're seeing free kicks that we haven't even put a shot on goal. I would have put him on that, If I wanted anybody to shoot here, big feet Michael Keane would be the man. Big Mick Kegger. I was singing his song all around the house. I was. You just know, look, he even does have you seen the video where he does a foot click before he even shoots as well? He's like magic.
It's like a little hippity hop.
Yeah, he does a little foot like clip where you're running and you do that jump up with your feet before you, because he knows he's going to score. Yeah. And I do think he blames himself for the goal a little bit and he wants to prove himself here.
Yeah.
I really do.
Does. Yeah, probably does, to be fair. Probably does.
And someone said earlier on, he scored that goal, Crystal Palace. By the way, that Crystal Palace game gets talked about all the time. But the only goals that gets talked about is Richarlison's and Calvert-Lewin's goal. But it was Michael Keane's goal that got us bouncing back. If Michael Keane didn't do that, we wouldn't have stayed up.
That was actually the first
goal that started it.
Yeah.
So Michael Keane, you could say, I know he's got mistakes in him. I'm not going over the top here, but you could say his goal kept us up last season. And I tell you something, this goal's massive as well, because if we stay up by a point, this man's a big part to do with it because that just flew in. That was Jagielka, that was, wasn't it?
Jags, Vincent Kompany was mentioned. even Kevin Ratcliffe against Liverpool at Anfield.
Beckham.
You've probably never seen that, Dan. It was an absolute shit finger. That flew right through Grobbelaar's legs. Anyone old enough in the comments, give us a thumbs up, for God's sake.
They'll know what you're on about. I've seen a few Sheedy screamers, and I tell you something you can't. Honestly, you can't score better than that. You really can't. I know you can do little things where it pings top corner off the crossbar and stuff, but you can't score much better than that.
Lloris didn't actually move, did he?
No.
He was as shocked as the rest of us.
I was just looking at the comments there. I forgot to drop them on because I got so excited by seeing this.
The faces of the people in the front row of the Gladys was like, "What the bloody hell's just happened there?" Couldn't believe it.
Kino. And the one thing I will mention is there's someone DMing that went to the game, and they said when Keane come up to the fans when we were shouting Kino, I can't tell you how happy he looked because he's been through a roller coaster and he's shown some spine, because he's.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Everyone says everyone's like, get him out. He's shit. He's this, that, he's that. He's gone to Lampard and said, how do I get in the team? And Lampard said, if you can't figure it out at your age, that's got to make him think I'm finished. And to come back under Dyche, and he's miles better than Cody, by the way, I think. He's a lot better than Cody. I think he's come back. And he had a good game this game. Other than that mistake, he was really good in defence, I thought. He passed it well. He headed it well. And I thought he played well.
If you think of his moments, or if you think of the moments in the game, he's involved in so many. I mean, in the first half, we're talking about him clearing the ball off the line.
Yeah, I thought that.
How many headed clearances did he do? I know obviously he's given away the penalty. But then he's popped up with that as well. And
all the main parts, you're right.
I bet he couldn't believe it. It's almost speechless. You can't get over it, really, how he's done it. But it's what we deserved. We absolutely.
He's got his arms up like that. Oh, come on, Kino.
We did not deserve to lose that game. Not by any stretch of the imagination.
But it's one of them again where you score this now, you go 1-1 and you feel like you've won the game. It's another Sims. It's a better than Sims goal. I said to people I did a quick emotional space after that, and I said, whose goal was better, Sims or this one? And this is even better than Sims. And we was all really excited with Sims' goal. This is even better.
It is very good. And I mean, we had a chance. Well, say chance, half chance to win it before the final.
I was just going to say that. Like, when Keane scored this, are you looking at the clock as well? Because I am.
I thought, well, 5 minutes goes up, and we're still pressing them. We're still pressing them, apart from the very last minute where they get a corner down at our end, and then I thought, right, you can blow the whistle now. But all the way up to that point, we still had pressure going forward and knockdowns, and Tarks had a good. It fell down to Tarks and he smacked it. And if it wasn't for Romero's face or whoever it was, that could have been another one flying in the corner. Yeah,
we did dominate. There was a couple where we were putting the ball in the box and we're asking for handballs. And like you say, that Tarkowski shot, I really did think that was going to go in. It's one of them where you drive it and it can end up in the back of the net at the end. And I'm really happy with the draw, with the way the game went, to come back with 10 men. But if we would have won, that would have gone even more nuts. But I am happy with the draw. I've seen some Everton fans just like, you've got to think about the game, see the game, and accept it for what it is. You can't just moan and say, "Oh, we didn't win. We needed to win that." I generally, some just moan and just say, "Oh, that's not good enough. We needed to win." We've got no given right to freaking beat Tottenham or Chelsea. A draw against them too, with the way the game went, was good.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't beaten Spurs in what is now 20 out of 21 league games. So, you can't expect it to win based on that stat.
There wasn't shit either, was there? There wasn't shit. There was quite good, I thought.
And Spurs were fourth in the form table and us being sixth. So you can't base us having should won based on that either. and they didn't have many players missing out of their first team squad. Son was playing, Kane was playing, Lloris was back in goal. They haven't got many people missing in terms of who would be in the first 11 or have been when they've been doing well. So for us to expect to have won without any, and criticize us if we don't win is ridiculous. See it going forward in the fact that we got that point, and then look at the results from tonight and see where we are on a level footing now. Some teams around have played.
I completely, yeah, we played really well that game. You've got to take the positives out of it. We played well. Sometimes to win, things have got to go for you. Now, getting a red card and giving a penalty away isn't things going for you. So I think if that happens and you can still come back and get a draw, that's fantastic. Because let's face it, if the red card and penalty didn't happen, maybe we could have won. But sometimes the game, just the way it goes, you have to just accept it. And it went the hardest way it could for us, but we still managed to fight. And the dogs of war in those players we're finishing now, coming to an end. The fight from those players, I honestly think that McNeil needs to get tested for speed, because the way he was running, he was on the right hand side and he all the way to the left, and he was overlapping Godfrey as well when he was tracking back, and he is a breath of fresh air on that left hand side, and he was everywhere. He was in the centre sometimes, and McNeil I thought he was my man of the match that game, because he just grafted in every way he could for that shirt, and I was happy with him.
It's no surprise that the two players who have improved the most over the last 6 games are the two lads who played with Dyche before. They trust him as a manager. They really want to work for him. The lads seem happy with Dyche, and he's not, like I said before, he's not complicated. His tactics aren't complicated. It's not rocket science that he's given them. He's not making them try and win 65-70% possession of the game and win 4 or 5-0, because it's unrealistic to expect those players who've been playing in the teams that they've been playing in, mainly ours, with however many different managers, to suddenly become Man City at the back and create chances going forward with hardly any striking force. Our biggest threat of goals has been a central midfielder and 2 defenders.
It's working well for us now, and you went down to 10 men at one point. To pull those stats out second half, that's the way I'm going to end it.
It was half an hour. We had half an hour of 11v10.
Yeah,
and we looked the most likely to at some point to actually get. Look at
that 9 goal attempts. Yeah. With the way that second half went, 9 goal attempts, 5 shots on goal, and they only had 1, and they had an extra man. And that's amazing. Pickford doing nothing in goals, their keeper. That's amazing. And we need to just get behind these players, because they are fighting for us now. They really are. And that's a cracking second half. And Sean Dyche has said these are in a good spirit. And I can get behind these. I feel like I've got my Everton back. I really do. And bring on the Man U game, because I've got the itch for that now. With the way we performed, I can take a lot from that. And I'm sure you can as well, can't you?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure everyone knows the results tonight. I mean, Christ almighty. Southampton, if you don't mind me saying. Southampton,
no, put it up.
Southampton 23 at the bottom. All these teams have played 29, by the way. Leicester on 25, second from bottom. Bournemouth, who got beat by Brighton tonight, they're on 27, same games. Forest 27, same games. We're 16th, 27, same games. West Ham 2 games less on 27 points.
That's bad. I just got it here now.
Wolves on the same number of games, 28 points. Leeds on the same number of games, 29. Palace on the same number of games, 30. It's 7 points between 20th and 11th, and we all play each other. Some teams play more of the bottom 7, 8 9 than we do. But we've still got to play Leicester. We've still got to play Wolves away. We've also got to play Palace. So I mean, at this point, anyone who's not in the bottom three, it's in their hands,
That's
And
wild. This is wild. This is.
yeah,
I've got it in front of me as well. And when I'm looking, because I've got the form as well of teams, it says whether they've won, lost, or drawn in the last 6. Obviously, we look the best. We've drew, won, draw. We look decent, where the others have all got losses all over the place, draws, losses, and the 1 win in 4 or 1. We have got the best form there. I mean, Leeds look like they've picked up with a win, loss, win, draw as well. But that's crazy. And all those teams on 27 points. Don't worry, though, because we have got the game ahead, but don't worry.
The games that we're coming to the end probably of our most difficult month, if you like, because we had Chelsea, Spurs, and United coming up as well. Fulham at home after that. Whatever their situation is, hopefully we can still we'd be up for that. We'd be up for that. Palace away after that. It's mixed bag when we go to Palace, but we've got enough to get something from that as well. I mean,
we've got consistency as well, haven't we now? Because we beat Brentford, who was unbeaten in 12 when we did the pre-match. We beat Chelsea, who I know are hot and cold, but they've still got a very good. We drew against them. Sorry, they've still got a very good team. Then we've just gone and drew against Spurs, who have got a good team. So we're not. We are very consistent now with the way we're performing, and no one else at the bottom. Honestly, with these teams that we're in a relegation battle with, it goes all the way up to 12. Crystal Palace, for me, inconsistent. Leeds, they're getting better, but still inconsistent when you look at what they're doing. West Ham, really inconsistent. Nottingham Forest, lost, draw, lost, draw. Bournemouth, lost, win, very inconsistent. I know people are scared of Bournemouth, but I'm not that worried about them. Leicester, awful, lost, drew, lost. Be interesting to see what manager Leicester get, won't it? To see, because they have got good players, but they ain't playing good. And Southampton, lost, drew, win. So it's only us and Leeds that generally have put some good results together. All the rest at the bottom aren't playing that well. And I know a lot of Evertonians are panicking, but I'm not. And I know you might think I'm crazy, but I'm not panicking, even though we've played a game ahead.
Yeah. And I mean, like you say, there's no one who's consistent. And it's pretty unpredictable, to be fair. I mean, the two key games for us would be the likes of the Fulham home game and the Palace away game. Because those, when you're playing and when these other teams are playing each other as well, you don't want to lose. 6 points is a phrase for a reason. You know what I mean? You don't want those teams to get away from you. You want to keep them close if you're not going to beat them. So when we do play Palace, we don't want to lose. We want to keep them close. When we do play Wolves away, which is towards the end, hopefully, we're in a much stronger position than they are. But at least we're upbeat. We're confident.
Well, we're unbeaten in 3, and that does build players' confidence. That does, because you remember every game, and if you don't get beat, you feel okay. Even if it's a draw, you think we didn't get beat, and we're unbeaten in 3. And if we can put something good against Man United going into the next games, no game's easier, but the rest, this is the hard patch, isn't it? We said this all along. Brentford, Chelsea, and Spurs will be the harder games. So I generally feel if we can do something against Man U, then we really can crack on with this and pull away from it. To comment there by Jamie Warrington says, Dyche has brought this team spirit back. He's building a team of players. He is. I can't wait to see what he's going to do over a long period of time with what he's done in such a short period of time, Paul. I just said I'm going to get a Dyche tattoo. I'm going to have to, because I love him. I really do. I do love him. Honestly, he's so simple, but so amazing at the simple stuff.
I think he's probably the closest thing we've had to Moyes, really. And I know Moyes had his critics and everything, but you're not there. You're not at a club for 11 years without having done a decent job, And I think it was the sheer attitude of Moyes that sort of is reflected a little bit in Dyche. He's just down to earth. It's just simple things, bit of guts. Want to see him on the, you want to see your manager on the side, give it a bit of fist bump and and joy, don't you?
He's a top bloke as well. I've seen him coming to the end now. 5 minutes left. He went up to the. There was about shout out to the American fans that went over. There was Sean Dyche went up to him after the game, spoke to him and everything, and you can tell he's down to earth. It's not fake. Yeah. He's proper down to earth, and I just think Sean Dyche is a top man, and he's a future manager if he keeps going. He's got more to him, you know. Coleman said that people think that he come out. I read it. Some people think that Sean Dyche is simple and his football's simple, but it's not. They said he's got a lot of attacking stuff in it, and he works on his tactics and stuff. And he's a better manager than what we know. And I think there's a lot to come from Sean Dyche. We just need to stay up.
He's got a decent backroom staff with him as well.
Yeah, you know, an Evertonian, hasn't he?
Well, Woney used to play for Runcorn as well, so I've got a little bit of a soft spot for him. But Steve Stone as well, done the badges, same as like Sir Carsley, you know, old Carsley and that kind of era of players and stuff like that. They know plenty. They've been around the game enough, and they've done the badges, and they've worked with plenty of players, and they work quite well together. So all being
margins.
Well, yeah, all being well, it bodes well.
Let's do this. Let's stay up. Right. We'll do it. We know, with fingers, we know. We do believe we'll stay up, but we know this is going to be a roller coaster, and we're going to need everything to go for us to stay up. We're not saying it's going to be easy, but we're all in this together. Not going to sing High School Musical again.
There's 2 shows in a row you've used that now.
Sorry. I'm not singing it. No, but it is a good line. We're all in this together, isn't it? It is a good line. Like, generally, like, how stressed any of you Evertonians feel in the comments or that I have on Twitter that I speak to regular. Just stick together. We'll get through this. We can, honestly. I generally believe that atmosphere was incredible, by the way. The atmosphere is getting these absolutely incredible, getting them over the line. Really professional, the strikes. And then Sean Dyche gave the fans a call out and said they've been incredible since I've come in, and I can't thank them enough. And that's good to hear, because it's not easy to be as good as we've been as fans with the shit that we're going through. It's amazing. Right, Paul, any last words? We're going to shoot now. It's gone a late one, but ayo, I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been good. Looking forward to the weekend. It's an early kickoff, 12:30. Don't base your whole weekend just based on that one result. It's probably going to be our toughest game going for the next 3 or 4 weeks. And some of the teams are playing each other as well. So if we get something out of it, that's great. And if not, we come back after that and we smash Fulham to bits.
I'm starting to like Everton. Bang on with what you say. I'm looking forward to it. Honestly, I felt so disattached to my Everton, and now I've enjoyed the last couple of games, and I'm really looking forward to the next one as well. Yeah. It's exciting, and it's good to feel like that about your team, because it's not nice to like your own team that you supported so long. Everything Everton, the Blues, Jamie, all of you in the comments. Thanks for coming on, the regulars, Matt Toffee. Popped as much on as I can. Love you all, and we'll be back for the pre-match of the Man United game coming up. Let's get ready. Toffee Warriors. I'll drop the brand now. See you later. Have a boss week. Relax and get yourselves ready for a big battle again coming up. I'm ready for it. Paul's ready for it. We can do this. Come on, you